In sales, reality shifts constantly. Most organizations already have capable, experienced people, and yet performance still fluctuates in a way that creates lost potential, unstable conversion quality, and volatility that leadership cannot plan around. In this video, I'm going to explain the mechanism that drives this instability and what needs to be trained if you want execution to hold when pressure is high and the conditions keep changing. Because consistent performance isn't created by pushing harder. It's created by stabilizing the system that behavior depends on. What I'm focusing on here is what happens inside people and teams when conditions change, and whether execution stays deliberate or becomes reactive. In the previous video, I introduced anchor buttons, a framework designed to restore internal stability through meaning so people can return to clarity and presence when they're under pressure. To understand why this matters, we need to look at what actually destabilizes execution first. So, pressure doesn't remove skill. What it does is reduce the access to skill. When conditions change, so new campaigns, new products, shifting expectations, uneven pace, people don't suddenly forget what they know, but their internal system becomes destabilized. Attention narrows, confidence wavers, and behavior becomes inconsistent. And because performance sits on top of behavior, results start to fluctuate. Sales operates under constant pressure to perform and deliver in an environment that is inherently destabilizing and always changing. So the targets remain, the expectations stay really high, the reality shifts all the time, and leaders cannot always be present to reset energy, reframe situations, or carry the emotional load for the team. This isn't failure of effort or intent. It's the nature of the environment. What I've seen again and again is that potential isn't only lost on bad days. It's lost when people don't recalibrate their internal state to the reality of the moment. When the pace drops, energy drops with it. When rejection stacks up, the hesitation follows. And when uncertainty rises, people just default to safety. And the customers who are there, they feel it. Internal state always shows. Whether someone is regulated or reactive, or they're grounded or desperate, it's actually contagious, and the customers sense it. Your colleagues will respond to it, and then the behavior follows it. This is why performance management that ignores internal state never holds. And this is exactly the gap frameworks like anchor buttons are designed to address. Not to force positivity, not to manufacture energy, but to help people consciously reset, reconnect to purpose, and choose how they show up when the conditions are not ideal. You see, this work isn't about preventing instability. That's impossible. The real differentiator is recovery speed. How fast can someone reset after rejection? How quickly can a team recalibrate when conditions shift? And how consistently can they return to deliberate execution? That's what creates stability over time. Internal regulation doesn't create demand. What it does is protect conversion quality, customer experience, and execution in a system where pressure is constant and the conditions keep changing. If you only manage outcomes and ignore the system that produces behavior, performance volatility is guaranteed. So, here's the real conclusion. If your strategy isn't holding on the floor, the issue isn't the strategy. The issue is what your people are being trained to do under pressure. Most organizations train skills, processes, scripts, and KPIs, and then they expect the execution to stay stable while the internal system becomes unstable. This is why vision statements don't translate into behavior, and this is why strategy becomes inconsistent in reality, because the wrong thing has been trained. And the important part is this: it's fixable and efficiently and faster than most leaders think. See, after years of hands-on work in sales and performance environments, I have developed anchor buttons to address this exact problem. Anchor buttons are a proprietary framework designed to train internal stability through meaning so people can regulate their emotional state under pressure and keep execution deliberate when conditions change. That is what high performers do. That's what elite athletes learn over the years. They don't rely on perfect conditions, they rely on regulation. In the next and final video, I will unpack the anchor buttons framework. I will show you why meaning regulates the internal system faster than technique, and how training anchor buttons changes execution quality, customer experience, and performance predictability across your whole team. If this changed how you think about performance, you'll find more of this work here on the channel. I work with leaders and teams on building consistency in performance. So this channel examines performance as a chain and how meaning, structure, and human behavior shape the execution, but also where results break when the chain is fragmented.